Hey, everybody. It is T to the J, and we are live. So I'm just making sure that we're good on all fronts and that you can hear and see me. Let me know. I just had some pecans while y'all coming in to let me know you can hear and see me good. Shawnee, hi, Pumpkin. Let me know as you're coming in. Erica, Rochelle, I want to make sure we are live. You can hear and see me. Lamont is not here apparently because he would have let me know by now. Okay, so Erica says we are good. So this is Pimp Your PR Wednesday. I am your host, TeeJ Mercer, and I'm here every Wednesday, dishing out media tips, talking trash. And for those of you who don't know, I am the chief noisemaker of Media Mavericks Academy, where I teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves on the media, in the media, without a publicist and without being a celebrity. Shoni says my melanin is popping. Hi. Reneka, what you doing here? Stop spying on me. Donna, hi. We can see and hear you. Okay, good. So if you were here last week, I promised you that I was going to have a guest with me. However, she sent me an email this morning to say that she is having terrible migraines. And so she won't be here, but she promised that she would be coming back. And I just solidified 2 more guests that I want to bring on. And because the design for the guests really is to complement what I teach you in the media space. So with that said, what I opted to do is something that for those of you here who are here on a regular basis that you have told me that you enjoy. And that is when I do a critique of a live interview. So that's what we're going to do. So this is an interview. Several people have sent it to me. Reneka says, we didn't talk, so I'm coming to get my fix also. No, it feels like you stalking and checking in on me, but I have been very productive today. Been knocking out those things on my things to do list. But so this video has been making its round again. And I think I first saw it about 2 or 3 years ago. So when you guys see it, some of you will already know. And so this particular night, we're not going to be serious. It's not a lot of serious points that I'm going to take, but it's just something that I thought we could get together and talk about. And I'll highlight moments where I just liked it. And especially since it's resurfaced and several of my Mavericks have sent it to me and have been like, yeah, you can tell she has probably had some TeeJ in her life. So with that, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Let's close this. Hold on. Niecy says, I need to pimp my PR. Well, go get to pimping. Hey, Judge Pratt. Let's see. Okay. So then let me come back and send this up here. Okay. And then I'm going to make me smaller. Okay. So you should be able to see my screen now, right? Y'all tell me you should be able to see my screen. I don't want to hit play until I know that you're seeing the split screen and we're all good. Let me know. Somebody tell me something. Naka, can you see my screen? Shawnee says your glasses are giving me a Prince vibe. Thank you. These were a gift. We see it. Okay, so I'm gonna play it now.
All right, Earl. Well, a suspected drug dealer.
Can you hear? Let me know if you can hear.
For cover. Police say Terrell Phillips was selling crack cocaine on Peach Street Tuesday, and they saw him doing it. And he took off. They followed him, and he made a run inside a Midtown daycare center. Trey Paul live at that daycare center with the director this morning. So I can only imagine they must have been wondering what was going on there, Trey.
They are Terry Oliver.
Okay, so You can hear it. Okay, good. Because y'all got sound. Anybody, before we continue, tell me first of all, who has this? Has anybody? How many of you have seen this video? How many of you have seen the video? Yes, no. Type it in for me. For those of you who have seen the video. Yes, no. Hey, Renee, Carla, Alicia. Nobody's talking back to me. Have I frozen completely? Like, where y'all at? No. Renee says she hasn't seen it. Eric Terry said, okay, so Carla hasn't seen it. All right, so y'all, Donna says, I haven't watched it, but it's been all over my news feed. Tana says, nope. Shidell says, I've seen it. Victoria says, yes, it's awesome. Okay, so for those of you who have seen it, let the folks who have not seen it know that they're in for a treat. This woman was boss. Like, she was so boss on this.
Here with us, Ernie. She's going to help us understand what exactly happened. How did this guy get in, Terry?
Actually, our door was locked, and we keep it locked every day. He came to the door and knocked on the door and rang the doorbell, and we came to the door and said, how can I help you? And he kind of pushed his way in, and we said, how can I help you? And he said, I need to use the restroom.
Was he using the intercom at that point? You asked. So you opened the door for the stranger.
Well, we opened the door for a person who could have been patronizing our business, because we're servicing 82 students. We don't know every parent, every grandparent, every mother, every father. So we opened the door and said, how may I help you? It is a viable business. And so most businesses open doors and ask questions. How can I help you?
Who made the call to let this guy in that they've never seen before?
Actually, this person who came to our center is...
Okay, did y'all see her take that breath? did y'all see her take that breath? Like, okay, how dare he ask me that? Like, did y'all catch that? How long of a delay I have? This is hard because I have a delay. And I'm like, what? Respond to me. Respond to me. I don't know how long of a delay, because did y'all catch that? How she just took that long sigh, that deep breath? Anybody? I hate this delay in on Facebook Live, but it is what it is. Because it's so, like, Eric says, yes. Wow, yes. Carla says, oh, we're going there, face. Yes. Yes, that was exactly what it is. Like, no, he didn't just ask me this. Okay. So I'm going to keep going.
Could potentially be a client. And so since we are a business, when a potential client, or all of our customers are strangers until we know them, we open the door and say, how may I help you? Because to you, it's a stranger. To us, it's a potential client. And the cameraman's a stranger today. So if he came to our door, our first question would be, how can I help you? Because it's a business.
Does the intercom work? I mean, do you have the ability to say, how can I help you from the outside? And then
oh my God, he brought her back to the intercom. But look how she's going. How may I help you? How may I help you? Oh my gosh, it gets better.
Question and screen the person before you actually let them in.
Absolutely. We do have that option. However, when someone comes to our door, we find it a little bit.
You see that smile though? That smile, like, I really want to cuss you out, but I'm not. So I'm gonna smile through this. Y'all, are you catching that?
More welcoming to peek, just barely open the door and say, how can I help you? And that's what we did on yesterday. And then he pushed his way into our center, and our staff perfectly executed our plan and said, you can't come in, you can't use our restroom. Not a child was injured, not a teacher was injured. Our staff was perfect in the execution of our safety plan. And I'm very proud of that.
Let me ask you this. Will things change now? Will you screen the person from the inside and use that intercom now versus letting them in?
Oh my God! He's back to the intercom. Shidell, Eric says he's trying. Shidell says, love the way she, quote, handled him. Sadia says, that's Southern nice nasty. Exactly. Shidell says, we really try to trip her up and get her in defense mode. Alicia says her eyes are rolling though. D says he wasn't expecting her to be so well prepared. It's like, okay, teachable moment. I guess I should teach as opposed to just kind of laughing through this interview with y'all, but I'm having a good time laughing. But his teachable moment is, it's really like, I don't know this woman. I've not coached her, nothing like that. But it's really like she knew what her talking points were. And no matter how, when you're doing media, no matter how they try to throw you off, especially in a combative way. This is unique. This is just something we're doing for fun, but this is unique. But you have to be in tune to what you need to communicate to the audience and stay on track. Because oftentimes, especially when I coach my Mavericks, the one-on-one ones especially, what we drill on is when I try to take you down a path you don't want to go, that's going to eat up your time. Because you said something that's fascinating for the reporter or the host, and they want to delve into that. What she's doing perfectly is she's staying on point and she's protecting her center. I love that she's actually highlighting her staff, and then she's communicating, I'm proud of what we've done, no matter what he's trying to insinuate. Eric says, reporters drive me insane sometimes. She's killing him though. Yeah, she's nailing it.
Will you be a little more apprehensive about letting someone actually come in the door?
This is a viable business, I'll say again. And so,
dude, did you not hear me? So if you did, I'm going to say it again, because clearly you have a problem with your hearing is what was all in that little phrase. At least that's what I translated.
We'll welcome customers into our center. We'll execute our safety plan just like we did on yesterday.
She have said about this safety plan about 3 times, and he still hadn't picked up on the fact that, dude, you need to move on. You need to move on.
And we'll continue to say, how may I help you? And our prayer is that it will be an exchange. Like
Eric says, per my last email. Yes, that's a good way to describe it, Eric. Per my last email, like, dude, I've already said this.
Has been for the last 21 years. We try our best, just like any school, kind of like Sandy Hook's. I think we actually did better than that because he was actually able to get into that building and harm.
Brilliant. Like, brilliant of how she pivoted here. Brilliant how she pivoted. She then gave an example that's actually relatable because we all know Sandy Hook, you know, like brilliant. Watch her.
Children, and our staff, once again, perfectly executed our safety plan. Perfectly. This is a business.
You picked up that she was like, well, kind of better than, because he was able to get into that school. She's coming back at what you ain't gonna do. That's what I also hear in her. What you're not gonna do is actually tear down my business and make us feel responsible. So I'm gonna bring you back to the perfect way my staff implemented our safety plan.
And so we welcome customers, and every customer is a stranger until we get to know them. Absolutely. So we'll review our system, but I actually think our system worked perfectly. Not a child was injured, not a parent was injured, not a teacher was injured, no one was injured. And we've been here 21 years, and I stand firm on the fact that we executed our safety plan perfectly.
What did it do?
So here's what's also cool about what she slid in here. She put her expert creds in there. We've been doing this for 21 years. Dude, I'm not new to this game. I've been doing it. We've been open successfully for 21 years, and it came ahead. Like, I love how she slid that in there. Like, because here's also what I think she's realized. She's talking to potential clients, which is, oh my God, this is what's so cool about how when I teach Mavericks, as to you have to position yourself as the expert. You have to take control of the interview. You have to actually show them. What I don't like to see a lot of times is when the reporter or the host is guiding the interview in as far as expert is. I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm getting excited. What I mean by that is I remember when I first started coaching Andrea Harrison. And y'all know Andrea. She was on one of the earlier broadcast that we did earlier this year, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, when we talked about, are you too fat for TV? Y'all remember that? Some of you remember that. But when I first started working with her, I would look at some of the segments that she was doing. She was doing tablescapes. And I would look at the interview, and it was like the host was giving more tips or examples than Andrea was. And that was one of the first things that I corrected. Like, the host should not be asking leading questions that's giving the viewers the information, since you are the expert. So you should be talking about how these tablecloths were made. You should be talking about the uniqueness of the paper plates that you design or the centerpieces. You should be bringing out what it's made of, not the host saying, so these are made of paper mache, pecans, and red nail polish. I'm just making up something. That should not be coming from the host. That should be coming from you. So what I'm loving here is this woman is clear. I'm the expert here. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. What you're not gonna do, because I'm looking at potential customers are watching me. They need to know that I'm going to protect their children, that their children are safe when they enter into my daycare. She's handling this.
Been perfect if you'd said, how can I help you from the inside versus opening the door and just using the intercom only.
Let me back it up. Wait,
and
because we back to this dang on
Executed our
intercom.
safety
Here we
plan
go.
perfectly.
Would it have been perfect if you'd said, how can I help you from the inside versus opening the door and just using the intercom only and extending to them and being welcoming that way versus opening the door?
I think that could have possibly been another news story, or something with the Better Business Bureau. We're coming into your business.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch her pivot here. Watch her pivot here. Watch it.
A news story, or something with the Better Business Bureau. We're coming into your business or asking to come into your business and to see your business and say, hi, how can I help you? We want to know about your business. And we're talking to them through a door. I'm not sure if that's best business practice, but what I do know is best business practice is to have a safety plan in place. We had it in place. To execute a safety plan, it was executed. To keep all of the children safe in our building, they were. To make sure that no adult was injured and no adult or child was. So business is business. This is a viable business for the last 21 years, and every child was safe.
What?
Okay, so two things I want to point out. One of the things I teach is you speak in listicles. Listicles is when she went, number one, Number two, we had a safety plan. Number three, we executed that safety plan. Because in the mind of the listener and the mind of the viewer, they're able to keep up with a list when you're segmented out. Brilliant. Then watch how he's looking at the camera, because he knows he got a certain amount of time. He hasn't gotten this woman to say anything incriminating. Watch when he looks and he almost takes a deep breath. Watch.
Was injured and no adult or child was. So business is business.
Watch,
this
right
is
here.
A viable business for the last 21 years, and every child was safe.
Last
Did y'all catch that? Because he know he running out of time trying to catch this woman. I love it. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Shidell says, so marketed her business with her speaking points. Yep. Catherine says, will there be a replay? Oh, yeah. Will there be a replay? There's always going to be a replay, Catherine, of these. These stay up on my Facebook page. You never have to worry about that. They're going to be on the YouTube page. I never take these down, these Wednesdays down. So Alicia says, yes, safety is a priority in education and childcare. Speaking from the heart of a principal, Miss Alicia. And Renee says she's speaking to the camera. Yes, she was like, I'm going to connect with my potential clients.
question for you. What do you say to the parents who say, this just isn't good enough? I would have preferred to have talked to the person through the door, through the intercom versus...
There he go with that dang on intercom. he back to the dang on intercom.
opening the door.
Well, like I said again, that's something.
There's the, like I said again, and here we go with smiling. And then watch how she answers. This is great. She's going to do one more pivot that I'm like, y'all got to see. She's going to do one more pivot.
That we can consider. We have a very viable.
Okay, so here's where I liked. Here's where I liked here. One of the things that I coach my Mavericks on also is that if a reporter is wrong, you have to dance, or a host, you have to dance with just blatantly saying you're wrong. You use something called, she didn't do it here, but you use something called yes, but. So TeeJ, do you plan on going live today. Yes, but I really prefer to go live tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? Hi, Kim. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in this case, she actually honors his question when he asked, what do you say to some of the parents who think this wasn't good enough and they would preferred you to use the intercom, right? Look how she kind of turns it. She acknowledges his question, but then she's still going to turn it to be about what she needed to be about. So listen again.
What do you say to the parents who say, this just isn't good enough? I would have preferred to have talked to the person through the door, through the intercom versus opening the door.
Well, like I said again, that's something that we can consider. We have a very viable parent organization, a PTA. And so I'm expecting those parents to come in and have dialogue with me on how we can make sure that something like this doesn't happen again, that a person gets into our building. But I'm sure that they're pleased. And I know they are because I spoke with every one of them myself, that no child was injured, no adult was injured, that nothing happened to any person that we're responsible to care for. We care for them. We executed their plan. I can't say that enough about how proud I am. And I'm interested to have dialogue in our city about what will our mayor do about, or whoever, about having a sting operation so close to a child center because they were chasing him. So close to us.
Boom! Boom! Girlfriend turned this thing around. She was like, well, why I got your attention? How about we call in? What are they doing having a sting operation so close to the daycare center where you putting my kids in jeopardy? That was the best. When I first watched this, I was like, oh, wait. I got to go back and replay this again. Because she was like, you know what? You asking me? How about we ask the mayor? How about we actually... Brilliant. Now, I do not recommend this technique when you're there as the guest expert. Again, this is something I just wanted us to enjoy, have this time together because I love spending time with y'all and just us enjoy watching this interview. And then I'll give you some notes. But it's, rare that you're going to, it is probably you guys are not going to ever have an interview like this. But there's certainly some things that we can learn because she actually handed him back his butt on the platter because he came up and brought up that dang on intercom again. Okay, so wait, let me go. Let me play. Oops, I went back too far. Hold on, I went back too far.
That they're playing. I can't say that enough about how proud I am, and I'm interested to have dialogue in our city about what will our mayor do about, or whoever, about having a sting operation so close to a child care center because they were chasing him, so close to a school. And so those are the types of things I'd love to see our city not only have dialogue with child care centers about, but about with our city in general. How are we going to address crime in our city? Because it's not a daycare issue. It's really a crime in our city issue. We executed our plan and executed it well.
Thank you for speaking to us. We know you didn't have to. We appreciate you talking to us this morning. All right, Terrell Phillips, the man police arrest.
Okay. He was just like, thank you much. We got to wrap this up because thank you so much because I'm not getting anything out of this woman. Thank you so much for talking to us. And you can see how she broke. Like, I may need to hurry up and get away from this man before I bust him in his nose.
It's really a crime in our city issue. We executed our plan and executed it well.
Thank you for speaking to us. We know you didn't have to. We appreciate you talking to us this morning. All right, Terrell Phillips, the man police arrested. It's supposed to be in court today. We'll let you know what happens.
She said, all right. But catch this. I hope it translates. Watch her look as soon as she kind of turns because her face falls. Watch. Catch it again. And look how she's that. Who was that? Sadia that said she has that nice, I see on my phone that, I hope it's not blurry for y'all.
Because it's not a daycare issue. It's really a crime in our city issue. We executed our.
Wait, hold on. Let me refresh. All of a sudden it went blurry. Yeah, I see that for y'all. Hold on.
All right, Earl. Well, a suspected drug dealer tries to use a Midtown daycare for...
I don't know why I'm glad it held up. Let me see. I don't know why it's not. Well, good thing it held up to the end, because that was all I was going to say. Because if you look, for some reason, it's just still fuzzy for you guys. Let me see let me see what happens when I send it. Yeah, it's still coming across. It's fuzzy. I don't know why it just went fuzzy all of a sudden. But at least we were at the end. So there is a look that she does right as she turns. And gosh, I wanted you to see it, but for whatever reason, I can't, for whatever reason, it's gone fuzzy. But her face falls as soon as she turns and gets ready to walk off, because she was like, if I had to be here for another 10 seconds, he was going to get told. So that is what I wanted to cover with you guys today. Because that was kind of cool, huh? Wasn't that funny? I enjoyed it. All right, so I'm going to count it down. If you are new to me and you need to have a media strategy session with me, you can, where can I go and type this? For some reason, it's not letting me on here. I'm having all kinds of issues today. But you can go to, if you need a media strategy session, you go to MediaMavericks.tv/B12. That's B as in boy, 12. And you can get a 20-minute media strategy session with me. If you need to know the #1 secret that can blow up your business, your book, or your brand, go to IamANoisemaker.com. That's IamANoisemaker.com. Any final thoughts on the interview? Any questions? Do you have any questions as I count it down? If not, I'm going to see you next week. Same time, same back channel and everything in 10, 9, 8, 7. Karen says, are there any prerequisites or things we must have in place before we book a session? No, ma'am. You just need to have questions. Because, that's the whole point of the media strategy session, is because you don't necessarily know your next steps. So no prerequisites at all. You just have to have a desire to want to talk to TeeJ. There you go. So what was that? 8, 7. You're welcome, Catherine. 6, 5. Hey, Miss Anita, we are wrapping it up and calling it a day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mwah. All right. Night, guys. See you next week. Bye.